Ladies and gentlemen, there is a tree deep in the heart of the forest, a Sevanth Nag. It does not resist the wind, it moves with it. It does not fear the storm, it allows the storm to shape it, rising every time we do. This is the essence of resilience, the quiet force that turns adversity into wisdom and failure into growth. Too often, we are taught that strength means never stumbling, never breaking, never faltering. But nature tells us a different story. Look at the Sevanth Nag, standing tall in the heart of the forest. It is not unshaken because it avoids storms, but because it embraces them. The winds howl, the rain pours, and yet, Sevanth Nag does not resist to it bends, it moves. It allows the storm to pass through it rather than against it. It does not waste its energy fighting what is beyond its control. Instead, it deepens its roots, strengthens its core, and lets the storm shape it rather than destroy it. This is the wisdom of endurance, knowing that struggle is not an enemy but a teacher. Life, much like nature, is unpredictable. We will encounter obstacles, failures, disappointments, moments that test our willpower, shake our confidence, and make us question our path. The instinct for many is to fight against these challenges, to resist them, to fear them. But resistance often leads to exhaustion, to a brittle kind of strength that eventually breaks under pressure. True strength, like that of Sevanth Nag, is found not in rigidity but in adaptability. It is not about avoiding hardship but about growing through it. Think of the moments when you have faced difficulties, or the times you have failed, the moments you have fallen short. Did those moments define you, or did they refine you? Every challenge carries within it the seed of transformation. But only those who are willing to embrace the struggle, rather than fear it, will find that transformation. The strongest among us are not those who have never faced failure, but those who have allowed failure to teach them, to strengthen them, to guide them towards something greater. Sevanth Nag does not grow impatient with the storm, nor does it compare itself to the trees around it. It understands that its strength is its own, its growth is its own, its journey is its own. In the same way, we must not measure our success by the pace or achievements of others. Growth is not a competition, it is a personal evolution. The path to success is not about proving anything to the world, it is about becoming so deeply rooted in who you are that no storm can shake you. There will be times when it feels easy to give up, to stop trying, to let setbacks define your limits. But just as the tree continues to grow, even in the harshest conditions, so too must we. Success is not about never falling, it is about always finding the will to rise again. It is about standing firm, not with force, but with understanding. It is about knowing that every difficulty carries within it an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Sevanth Nag does not resist the changing seasons, it embraces them. In the same way, we must learn to embrace change, to see difficulties not as roadblocks but as stepping stones. When we stop fearing failure, we start discovering strength we never knew we had. And when we understand that strength is not about never breaking, but about always rising, we unlock the true potential within us. So, I say to you, when life shakes you, do not break, bend. When the storms come, do not resist, adapt. When you fall, do not stay down, rise. Rise like Sevanth Nag, not with force, but with quiet confidence. Rise, not in defiance of struggle, but because of it. Rise, knowing that no hardship is wasted, no failure is final, and no challenge is without purpose. The tallest tree does not compete with the other, so it simply grows. It does not look to its left or right to measure its progress. It does not rush to outpace those around it, nor does it fear being overshadowed. It simply exists, deeply rooted in its purpose, growing at its own pace, in its own time. Yet, in our world, we are often taught that success is a race, a battle to climb higher, to outgrow, to overshadow. We measure ourselves against others, believing that progress is only valid if it is faster, bigger, louder. We are told that if we do not push ahead, we will be left behind. But nature does not rush, and yet everything is accomplished. The Sevanth Nag does not struggle against time. It does not waste its energy in unnecessary conflict. It does not see other trees as competition. It simply grows, and in doing so, it reaches heights beyond force, beyond resistance, beyond struggle. Success, real success, is not found in endless striving. It is found in stillness, in understanding that growth is not about proving something to the world, it is about becoming. The tree does not need applause for its height, nor does it shrink in the presence of giants. It does not compare its branches to those of another. It does not rush the process. It embraces the seasons, welcoming the sun, the storm, the wind, and the rain are all as necessary parts of its journey. But we, too often, resist this truth. We fight against the natural rhythm of life, believing that struggle is the only way forward. We fear slowing down, mistaking rest for failure. We fear the rise of others, mistaking their growth as a threat to our own. But Sevanth Nag teaches us otherwise. It does not resist the changing winds, it moves with them. When the storm comes, it does not fight back, it bends, knowing that flexibility is the secret to endurance. It does not break under pressure because it understands that true strength is not hardness, but adaptability. When the world pushes against you, do not fight to adapt. When failure comes, do not resist to learn. When the winds of change shake your foundation, do not panic, be still. Strength is not in how forcefully you push forward, but in how deeply you are rooted in your purpose. Sevanth Nag does not fear the passing of time. It knows that growth is not about speed but about depth. The strongest trees are not those that grow the fastest, but those with the deepest roots. In a world that glorifies competition, it is easy to believe that you must fight for your place, that you must prove your worth, that success is something you take rather than something you become. But the truth is simpler. Just as the tree does not need to fight to grow, neither do you. Growth happens when you trust the process, when you focus on becoming rather than conquering, when you allow life to shape you rather than forcing your way through it. So do not measure yourself against others. Do not waste energy chasing a vision of success that is built on comparison. Success is not a destination, it is a state of being. It is not found in the height of your achievements, but in the depth of your understanding. The world will push, time will test, and challenges will come. But those who endure are not the ones who fight the hardest, they are the ones who understand when to stand firm and when to move with the wind. Rise like Sevanth Nag, not by conquering, but by becoming. Not by force, but by flow. Not by proving, but by knowing. Let your roots go deep, let your growth be steady, and let your success be defined not by how you compare to others, but by how fully you embrace your own path. Because the tallest tree does not compare, it simply grows, and that is enough. So, rise like Sevanth Nag, not with anger, not with force, but with the quiet confidence that no storm lasts forever, and no struggle is without purpose. Grow, not to be the tallest, but to be unshakable. Success is not found in reaching higher, but in standing firm when the winds come. And when they do, as they always will, bend, don't break. Rise, and rise again. So, rise like Sevanth Nag, not with anger, not with force, but with the quiet confidence that no storm lasts forever, and no struggle is without purpose. Grow, not to be the tallest, but to be unshakable. Success is not found in reaching higher, but in standing firm when the winds come. And when they do, as they always will, bend, don't break. Rise, and rise again.